Hello and welcome, my friends, to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we don't play test games. No, we stress test John. I am
Hmm.
John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard,
I'm Bridget Brave.
I'm Mr. Paschke.
and if you hear me talking, that means that somebody's missing. So tonight, our forever GM is evidently taking something called a break. Like he's allowed to do that. I mean,
I
it's,
didn't approve
it's
this.
simply shocking behavior on his part. But the good news is that the fine people at Free League Publishing, you can follow them on Twitter at Free League Pub, and they are just like an indie powerhouse, and they've been putting out some titles, mainstream titles that are really juicy. And tonight we will be playing one of those, The One Ring, a J.R.R. Tolkien game. A fun story about Tolkien and gaming. I kind of like my very first exposure to tabletop gaming beyond something like Monopoly was not playing, but watching my parents play that 1970s like gigantic map, like textile nightmare war game of Lord of the Rings. And like I was so amazed by it. I was like, all these little armies and guys you get to move, and like there's Mordor and blah 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 blah. And this is before I'd even read Tolkien. So in a way, that watching my parents do that was both an introduction to tabletop gaming and the world of J.R.R. Tolkien, which is itself a gateway to gaming in many people's lives. There have been a lot of adaptations of Tolkien properties to video games, to tabletop games, to board games, etc. Tonight, we will be doing a role-playing game that is heavy on the hobbits. So grab your pipe weed and a flagon of ale, prop those big hairy feet up on an ottoman, and take it away, John Baltusberger.
So, Free League was wonderful enough to supply me with the starter set, which, let me tell you, the starter set for the One Ring is more robust than some core games that I've picked up over the years. There's a lot. It has a booklet on the rules, a booklet of 5 adventures, an entire book on the Shire, an entire book on Rivendell, uh, 8 pre-made character sheets, a custom set of dice, and some other accoutrements that you can use to play the game. It's a lot of stuff, and when I cracked this bad boy open to run this, I was overwhelmed and I started weeping very quickly. So basically what I've done is I've sent everyone character sheets, but I'm going to be running essentially Morkborg. And we're just gonna pretend it's no. I love Middle Earth. I love the setting, the war, the world, and we're gonna do our best to respect this source material. But then again, it's us guys. Yeah.
So we're not playing Morkborg?
We are not playing Morkborg. We are playing
Damn it.
we are
No,
playing My
tonight,
Precious.
I'm just gonna
Yes.
stream right now.
And I will both respect the material, which I have inhaled large quantities of, and completely take the piss out of it. So I hope that that's doing respect to the property.
I think that as a man who loved pulling pranks, Mr. Tolkien would appreciate that. So, the One Ring. This part of the issue with Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth games is that there's the obvious arc of The Hobbit and the obvious arc of the Lord of the Rings books, and then like everything else wants to tap into those, but those arcs are pretty well defined. And so you have a lot of games that kind of have tertiary characters on the outskirts. You have battles that are kind of mentioned but aren't at the forefront of things. Lots of cool stuff. So this game takes place in the 60 years between Bilbo returning to the Shire and Frodo leaving the Shire. Not all games in One Ring revolve around the Shire. Not all characters have to be hobbits. There's also humans and dwarves and elves, and no goblins, which bums me out. But we are playing the introductory uh, adventure called A Conspiracy Most Cracked. And before we begin, why don't the daddy little hobbitses introduce themselves?
Well, I happen to know from Hobbit Town, town code that I am required to go first. So, as a
Mhm.
law-abiding Shire resident, I volunteer as tribute. Tonight, I will be playing Drogo Baggins, which Drogo is an old Hobbit name that comes from the old root Drogo, and translated roughly means Drogo. So,
Mm.
yeah, I'm a tough little dude. I got some heart in me and some strength and some other stuff. And actually, I don't know if Pashki can get it on the screen, but the little picture of Drogo, I think that if I put on like a
Alright.
scarf, the resemblance would actually be rather striking.
Give me a hot second. Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah,
Do some clicks and stalling for time.
I mean, my feet are
Stalling
about
for
that big and
doing some
hairy.
clicks.
I'm a
I
little on the round side, and sometimes I wear a scarf. So
My dad, while I was growing up for years, called me a hobbit because I had giant feet and little hairs on my toes, and he had like little dainty feet. Um, my daughter is following in my massive footsteps.
nice.
Sturdy.
Just means you never need to rent water skis.
She is now a shoe size larger than my wife.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
she's gonna be like 8 feet tall.
I hope she will just be able to kick through people.
I'm picturing her as being 8 feet tall and like tossing you up in the air, like you probably tossed her up in the air.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I would love
Carrying you around on her shoulders.
Yeah.
that way I could go to concerts and she could carry me around and I could
Mhm.
get it. I went and saw Flesh God Apocalypse. I'm still stalling.
Very good band. Yeah.
Yeah. So did Charles with his different character sheet than the other pre-gens? I didn't see the artwork in his.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry
Okay,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
go ahead and move on.
Just picture me in a scarf,
Yeah,
basically.
Charles in a scarf, y'all.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. Who's next?
I'll go next. So, I think it's Lobelia Bracegirdle. And let me tell you, I got a bee in my bonnet. Okay, I'm pretty pissed as far as hobbits go here. I thought that I already had Bag End. I thought that Bag End was mine, and then frickin' Bilbo just comes back like nobody's business and just reclaims his land after we had already moved on. All of us had moved on. We were ready to go on with our lives. Now he just thinks he can call us back here for this party. I'm just, I'm telling you, I'm pissed about it. Not gonna have a good time.
Okay.
I guess that leaves me. Hi. My name's Ramik Brandybuck. Yeah. So, I am a hobbit. I have not gotten into my character yet. I apologize.
Mr. Paschke
I don't know. You said
was-
you're a hobbit. That's set the
That's half
scene
the
for
character,
me.
baby.
And that's it right there.
Hey, I don't have shoes on, so what's up? Method acting.
Oh shit! Shoes off. That is what's wrong with this picture. Give me a second.
I can't.
You're
I have a
welcome.
new puppy. It's dangerous in my house to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Lose a
remember those
toe.
days. So,
Yeah.
so we have a brandy buck, we have a brace girdle, and we have a baggins. A couple of the other pre-gens, by the way, folks, were the tooks, which are the adventurous, like the ancestry of adventure that gets the baggins is in trouble.
I almost picked the took, but I was only gonna do it if I could get you to say "fool of a took" at me at some point.
Just like that.
There would have been no stopping me. Are you kidding me?
I should have reached out. It's true.
Okay. So, you have all been summoned. Throughout, you all live in different places in the Shire. and one day you got a letter from your cousin Bilbo. Now, Bilbo does have a reputation. He went on an adventure, and such behavior is disgusting, immoral, amoral, and not the kind of thing that well-to-do, proper hobbits get into. But somewhere deep in your hobbity little soul, somewhere between second and third breakfast, you find yourself staring into your tea, thinking, well, what sights could I see? What cool stuff could I do? What new meads could I try? Bilbo has that wicked cool dagger. What could I get something like that? Throughout your life, in the last, 20, 30 years, you've constantly thought about what if? And the letter you're holding in your hand burns with what if. Opening it up, you find an invitation to come and join the elder Baggins at his home at Bag End. And because we don't have a game if you don't, you all decide to go. Guess what? After quite a long walk under stars that have come out blazing and bright after an afternoon of heavy rain, you finally come to the round green door of Bag End, the home of the strange and famous Bilbo Baggins. Standing there upon the mat, you find yourself surrounded by distant relations. It seems as though Bilbo has called for a collection of cousins to join him this evening. Just as one of you are about to ring the bell, the door is pulled open and you see standing in front of the hall none other than Mad Master Baggins himself. He offers each of you an energetic greeting and quickly ushers you with a plethora of welcomes and thank yous and lovely to see yous. This is... all right.
Is there a snack tray?
Mhm.
There will be.
Good.
Okay.
It's not.
Is this open bar?
I have a
How
bit more
much?
to read.
How much can a hobbit drink?
As much as a hobbit can drink of a... No. Before you can gather your wits about you, you've been swept into the warm embrace of Bag End and led into a parlor with a lovely fire, fresh mugs of ale, plates of dainties, and several cushioned chairs and sofas offers much-needed spot of rest and respite. Bilbo, a twinkle in his eye, ushers you each into a seat, but takes none for himself. A few moments after you finish the first plate of food, the obviously excited Master Baggins can no longer contain himself. He places one hand behind his back and another in a vest pocket, standing tall to ensure he has your attention. You are all undoubtedly curious as to why I've called you here this evening. Well, he leans in, the firelight causing a twinkle in his eye to dance merrily. His hand sweeps from behind his back towards a parlor window. I am hoping you will partake in a little adventure.
Hobbits don't adventure.
Nothing so grand as my own.
Certainly not.
I'm afraid, but in return for your aid, I will provide each of you with a place in my memoirs and a fair share of my eternal gratitude.
Well, I hear eternal gratitude, and I think inheritance, so I'm into it. Because I've heard that I am a Baggins, and I happen to know that there are many of us. Hobbits be fertile. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's like, it's like a small town in Utah, actually. Like, it's all, like, everybody's got the same last names, and, the only like 4 or 5 of them in the whole town, 4 or 5 last names. So I have a lot of competition for that, Will. And if I can get in his good graces by adventuring, I'm willing to put up with an evening's chicanery and disgrace. And I've also pocketed a couple of those dainties while nobody was looking.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yep.
He grabs a glass of wine off the table and takes a sip, pausing for effect. Now, I know what you're thinking. There goes old Bilbo again, taking after that wizard Gandalf and sending you hobbits off into the blue. Well, I can assure you it's nothing of the sort. Just a trip to Michael Delving and back to recover what might one might call a family heirloom at the Matham House. Michael Delving is a town in the Shire. For those of you not in the know, the starter set comes with an entire fucking map of the Shire, by the way, like wall hanging poster size. Um, and Matham is apparently a word that means heirloom. I didn't know that before reading this adventure, y'all.
Well, there you go.
Uh-huh. A map of the Shire supposedly made by Old Took himself, with all sorts of precious annotations. Now, I've sent many a letter to the custodian, Malva Slowfoot, asking if I could have it back, even offering fairly generous donations, but for some reason she has provided no replies. So, I thought that we needn't tell her or her husband. After all, we're talking about something that belonged to my grandfather, and that would not be out of place here in Bag End. Most of all, we needn't alert that pesky dog, that the Slowfoots have to guard the place. Sharp as tack, that beast, and he sniffs me out every time I've come near. Besides, I know some of you place more value on local gossip than others, and even just being seen at night in the company of mad baggins might be enough to ruin your reputation forever. But for those of you with spirit, which I know you all have in spades, I'd not have called you here tonight if not. Won't you aid me in this errand of particular importance, my fellow conspirators?
I don't know about this, guys. We've only had 3 breakfasts. This is a huge undertaking, and that's far away. I'm gonna sit in the corner and just I want to think about it. I don't know.
I mean, I'll go, but I'll only go to make sure that you don't humiliate us anymore. We've already we've had so much scandal, and I can't handle any more scandal.
Then you ought to be careful and quiet and aware of your social graces while on this errand. And there should be no scandal involved. No one needs to know other than your place in my memoir.
Memoir. Is it covered as tasty in her? Is that in the memoir?
I do talk about some feasts in my memoir.
So there's food?
I believe Mr. Tolkien would skin me alive if I did not mention feasts. I would certainly be kicked out of Unicorn Fuck Club.
Yeah. He'd
So
skin you alive, and he'd like rub some herbs on you, spit you, slowly rotate you over a fire till you were golden and crispy, just dripping with juice.
I'm always dripping with juice.
I don't know.
On that note, my friends, Bilbo offers each of you a night's stay at Bag End in one of the spare bedrooms. It's a very nice estate, so there's plenty of room. And he tells you that after first breakfast, you'll be on your way. Just again, tell Michael Delving. It's right around just a few miles away in the Shire. Still, you're not even leaving the Shire. It's not even like stop freaking out.
As long as we don't leave the Shire.
Not leaving the Shire.
Can we push to second breakfast?
No. You have to reach. Well,
All right.
you're going to
All right.
be. You're going to head to. Your what?
All right.
Okay.
You won me over.
Wonderful. Does anyone want to do or say anything or interact between now and leaving time? Do you all want to role play eating breakfast?
Not particularly. I mean, I think Pashki does for sure.
I think I've done enough.
No, I'm okay. I role played breakfast on the way here, so we
Lovely.
Yeah.
So
Little known fact: if you do a TTRPG show, it's like being in Hook. The imaginary food actually gives you nourishment.
that's true. So you will need to head to God damn it, where is it? You'll need to head to Waymeet which is a town outside of Overhill. That is where you'll spend your first night, and kind of this will be a two-day trip to Matham's the Matham house in Michael Delving. 2 days back, but he gives you all the stuff you need, food and victuals for all that. But you can, after the first day of trekking, you'll get to Waymeet, chill up there, get food and shelter there, then head on to Michael Delving. On that note, he has plotted you a course that will minimize the chances you get waylaid or accosted by gossip seekers. It will involve crossing, circumventing one town where people definitely kind of have it in for Bagginses, and crossing a river a little ways away from the main road. But that should get y'all there more safely.
Sounds good to me.
Free of gossip, I should say.
What is the town that we have to skirt, just out of curiosity?
Hobbiton. It's Hobbiton.
And that's where I have a bad, like, that's where the Baggins have a bad name, where they're from?
Yes. Because of Bilbo.
That's great. Okay, cool. We'll have to skirt around Hobbiton. Yeah. Fucking Bilbo.
Fucking Bilbo fucking it up for all the Bagginses. To be fair, though, really it's Smeagol's fault.
Well, he's like a proto hobbit too, so
Yeah.
doesn't-
Aren't we just
Yeah,
going back
maybe-
to original sin at that point?
Yeah. maybe he's a proto Baggins. I don't know.
If Smeagol hadn't eaten that fish from the Forbidden River,
Mhm.
learned the difference between precious and not precious, none of this would have happened.
The forbidden fish.
Forbidden fish.
I like that.
And
All right, so what's the sitch with us staying overnight in that one town? Are we like at an inn?
Yeah, there's going to
or-
be an inn that you can stay at. You just have to get there first. So,
Plus, we're in the Shire, so it's like a Hobbit inn run by hobbits and
Yeah.
everything. Okay, cool.
yeah, you're not like this is not the rough and tumble human bar where Strider finds the hobbits and
So
this
I'm
is-
imagining there'll be a lot of like singing and dancing on tables and so forth at this inn's bar in the evening.
probably
I would like to participate in that. So that's all.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all head on your merry way. Y'all are walking down the road, then kind of walking off the road.
Mhm.
There really isn't much to report. You grew up here. So unless there's anything necessary for you, I'm going to just kind of you to the next kind of little plot point in this this adventure, which is as you approach the river where you're going to cross, it occurs to you that it has been raining a lot. And the river is moving quite a bit more swiftly than you were expecting. It's also deeper than you were expecting. So, in order to cross the river, I'm going to need each of you to make an athletics check. The first check of the night. Yo ho ho. So, dear listener, while my friends get their dice ready, an athletics check is a strength check. So you're going to roll whatever is in your however many diamonds are filled in your athletics check plus 1d12, and you're going to add those two together unless you get an 11 or a 12.
Okay, I hope I get an 11 or a 12 because, well, I mean, I don't think I can pass this. Even
Yeah.
my athletics has no notes diamonds next to it.
Okay, then
And
you'll
that's
just roll the
1d12.
fate die, the 12-sided die.
Okay.
What is the TN, the big number in your strength?
15, which is why I say I don't think I can pass
gotcha.
it.
Okay.
Let's see how bad I fail it. Boop, 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 boop. I think I'm about to get wet. Oh, that would be a 3.
Okay. What about the rest of y'all?
I got a 5.
I got a 16.
And no one
Wow,
rolled an 11 or a
nice.
12?
No.
Wonderful. Labella, you dive into the water and just trout your way upstream to the other side of the bank. As you pull yourself out of the river and kind of like squeegee out your braids and your
you hear
help! You look up in time to see Rudy Giuliani. What's your name again?
Rory. Fuck.
Rory. Yeah. You see Rory. You see Rory like climbing back onto the shore, kind of sputtering, and you watch as Drago jumps into the river and kind of immediately gets hit by an undertow and like spat back up onto the shore. He looks shook. He was not expecting that to happen, as it seems unnatural. You can try again, or you can try to look for some other way to cross the river, my friends.
Given my strength, I'm going to look for another, hopefully smarter way to cross the river.
Okay. Why don't you make me a scan check?
Okay.
That is in wits.
Okay, do I have any extra things in that? Let's see. I love the stats in this game, by the way. Strength, heart, and wits are exactly the hobbity qualities that you're looking for.
So each stat has some other things attached to it that are pretty cool.
Another one I'm going to auto fail.
Oh,
it's a 13 and it's a 1d12 check. So
okay, go ahead and roll it though. You can still pass this
if fate is kind.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is a 5.
Okay. You don't know what's up. You are unsure how you're going to get across this. Maybe like a bird attacks you while you're looking around. I don't know. It's pretty rough. You're not having a. Oh, you know what it is? You realize as you're looking around, that you have not partaken of your pipe today, and your nerves are really, really scattered.
Yeah, that was
all right. I stop and break out the I break out the long bottom leaf.
Okay, Mr. Patchkey, are you gonna try to swim again, or are you gonna look around?
Let's go. Let's do it. Different dice.
What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to swim again.
Okay.
With a 3.
With a 3, huh?
Yeah.
What did your 12-sided die come out to?
A 2. My 12-sided die is
2 and a 1.
Yeah.
That's ideal. Beans, Beans. Hobbit. Beans is a hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me that look, you shitty little munchkin.
Me or Beans?
You figure it out. Okay. Bridget, you
you're like 11 feet tall.
You watch as a bird attacks Drogo, and then after he spots it away, he kind of sits down on this hollow log and angrily smokes.
See, at that point, I'm shook one part too, because first the river got me shook. Then
Bridget, do you want to make a scan check for me?
Sure. Let's see.
But you also watch as Rory like jumps into the water and like strongly strokes for a few seconds, like moving backwards as he does back to the bank.
Let's see. Now, I do. I might be able to persuade one of my companions to let me ride on their back.
God, maybe.
Uh,
What you got there?
Okay, so and I roll 3, right? Because of
Uh,
my
What is your scan?
Oh, sorry, my scan is 1.
Okay, so you roll the d12 and 1d6.
Okay.
And let me know what
So
you-
4 on the D12 and a 5 on the D6.
9. And what is your TN on wits?
Oh, my TN on wits is 12.
Okay. Nope, everything is terrible.
everything's fucked and on fire. Hey, John, what is the difference between scan, which is a skill I'm terrible at, and awareness, which is a strength skill that I'm actually decent at?
You know what? I will, because of how I've set things up, I will actually let you use awareness.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try 2d12 to pass a 15 then.
Do you have any d6 in awareness?
Yes. I'm sorry. That's what those little dots are.
Yeah, the
That's
little diamonds.
1d12 plus. Okay, yeah, the diamonds. Okay, 1d12 plus 2d6. I hope I pass this. Let's see. Up. God damn.
And
Roll a 1d or roll a d12 for me, would you? Never mind. I've got another one right here. No, I don't. Roll a d12 for me, someone, so I don't have to retweet.
so someone will roll that because I did not
I'm
grab
hot
the dice.
tonight.
I got
12.
a 12.
I rolled you a 12.
I also
Awesome.
rolled a
That's
12.
that's
Yeah.
12
We
plus
both
4
rolled
is
12.
a
for
16
you.
for me to squeak
So-
by.
A 12
become
is an auto
aware-
success.
Oh, cool.
Like, no matter what else you roll, a 12. Beans, you're killing me, girl. Fucking knock it off. Okay. So you succeed with your awareness check. You're smoking your pipe, thinking about how you can possibly get across this river because you can't swim. It's obvious that Rory can't swim, and you start thumping your hand against that hollow log you're sitting on, thinking about it. What could I do? How could I get across this fucking
I'm like Isaac.
Oh,
I'm like the
hey.
Hobbit Isaac Newton.
oh hey.
The
Oh,
day
hey,
that
hollow
Drogo sat
log.
on the hollow log.
Nice.
They'll be taught in all the history books.
Yeah. So you realize that you could probably use this hollow log to get across.
Hell yeah.
If I had not sat you down on this log, I don't know if I would be able to let you use the awareness, but I did. So
Man,
yeah.
I feel like I don't know. The edible mushrooms don't grow on logs in the Shire, if I'm not mistaken. They're ground mushrooms, so never mind. Otherwise, I'd check the log while I was
The fun
surfing.
mushrooms grow in unfun stuff, unfortunately.
Yep,
But
Been there,
fortunately, we
done
have a
that.
lot of cows and horses in Texas.
you bet they do in Arkansas too. Yeah.
Okay. So why
Are
don't
we all on the other side now?
Oh no, not me.
let me think. Do either of you have any skill in craft?
Could I let him ride my hollow log with me?
That's why I'm giving you saying do either of you.
Oh, well, let's see.
I have a
I
one hit
do
dice.
actually. I've got 1d6 plus the 12 on that.
Why don't you both roll me a craft check?
You got it. So that's not good.
10.
I got an 8.
Okay.
a rock.
You just have to you have to do it twice, essentially.
Okay.
Y'all
We'll keep rolling until we pass this.
no,
motherfucker.
y'all
Oh no. We have to do it twice. I'm gonna roll twice.
okay, go ahead.
That's an 11 that I got the
15.
other time. So
Okay.
I'm lousy at
Actually,
crafting.
Rory figures out how to kind of like lash it together so you can ride it together.
You know, us being bumbling, fumbling incompetence is very true to the source material.
It is. It really is. Also, it's harder to make these rolls than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But there you go. You can also you have a stat called hope. It's under your heart there. At any point, you can use a point of hope
Do we call
to
that
do something.
Captain Planeted when we do that?
Yeah,
hard.
pretty much. Anyway, You are all on the other side of the river now. Congrats! You solved my river puzzle.
Hooray! No, if it
Yay!
had been a puzzle, I'd be golden because I'm really good at riddling.
See, I should have
so-
crossed the first time with Charles and
Where
then
the
taken
hell
the
is my
grain back
hope
with
stat?
me.
I can't find it.
Your hope is underneath your heart stat. Like in the two little boxes.
Yeah,
It's the lower box.
Okay, all right. I see. Okay.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
So you guys stumble, beaten, bedraggled,
You're being awfully
This-
kind, so that I got to stumble.
nearly defeated by a slow-moving brook.
Excuse me. Battered but not beaten. We're on the other side of that thing.
You get to the East Road, and then it's a little later than you were planning when you arrive in Waymet.
I've been on
Waymeet,
trips
sorry.
like that.
And arrive at the Walking Party Inn. Luckily, it's not closed. There's the tables outside are still occupied. The weather is fair. It's a clear night, and the fact that it's spring, so the days are getting longer, helps with people like staying out a little later, having one more mead. They are giving you some weird looks, though. Like, what brings some strangers out here? Despite the
Ooh, I
fact
got
that you're
this one.
very likely cousins.
I got this one because one of my strongest skills is courtesy.
Okay.
So I am going to walk.
You have a
right
good riddle
up to-
score?
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yeah, but courtesy is like my I think one of my highest stats. Because I get 3d6 on top of a d12, and it's only a 12 to pass. So like, anyway, I'm gonna walk up to them and be like, "Hello." I don't know. Should I be honest about the Baggins name? That might freak them out.
No, we tell them
yeah.
nothing. Why would you say a
I'm-
thing?
I'm just because I'm being courteous, and I'm going to say I am Mr. Underhill. We are coming to you from whichever direction we came from Hobbiton. We're coming from Hobbiton, and as you can see, and I hold up my pipe full of long bottom leaf and take a puff. Like, we are merchants in pipeweed looking for new
More
strains
merchants in
and
pipeweed?
what?
More merchants in pipeweed.
Yeah.
We have an inn full of them.
I'm telling you, it's because we've been hearing amazing things about the pipeweed you guys have around here. You must really put some extra love into your farming or something special into the soil. Speaking as a person in the agricultural industry, I have nothing but respect for the quality, the strains that you are growing in the blessed Shire Earth. I hope
Well,
that's buttered him up enough.
I grow carrots, but like I
I'm
don't.
sure they're delicious.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I don't have any Hobbit names in my back pocket, y'all.
What do you think?
Ravaloo. His name is Ravaloo now.
What do you think, Rambo?
What do you think, Michael Myers from the Halloween movie?
Rambo Fistons, yeah.
Ravaloo kind of saunters over. I don't really. Y'all aren't our usual pipeweed merchants.
Okay.
Why
This is where I
don't
do
you
my
make
check on this, right? Yep.
riddle check for me?
Oh, a riddle check. Okay.
Yeah,
1 second.
that's what the book actually calls for.
By the way, IRL, I used to work in an office where at break time we would do riddling, and I was insanely good at it, I found out.
There's a podcast. There was a podcast. It may still exist called "Riddle Me This,"
Ooh.
which is 3 improv actors trolling each other, and they basically, because they say yes and every day of their lives, they have decided to switch it to no, fuck you for the podcast, and it is. I have cried laughing because they just
That's-
are mean
That's
to each
just good
other.
improv.
Yeah.
Yeah. I passed the hell out of that. I didn't roll any 11s or 12s,
Okay,
but I think my
great.
combined score was something like 6 or 7 above. what I
Okay,
needed,
fantastic.
so-
You are able to kind of talk your way around the fact that like you lied about this pipe thing, and you were able to like basically explain you're just here for the night, then you're going to head on north to Michael Delving, and this is look, we don't have any wares with us because, well, yes, we're merchants. This is more of an exploratory trip.
Like
We're
I
going
said,
to
we're looking
all
for
the
new
towns.
strains. Yeah.
We're going to
We're
all
on
the
a
towns and
scouting
checking out
mission.
all the product.
Mhm.
Because the fact is that while hobbits do love pipeweed, we happen to know that the humans just outside the Shire that come through with their merchants love it more. So we want to find the best strain. You explain all this stuff to them. And at the end, Robaloo, I think I said.
I don't know.
Man, I'm glad this isn't a every week game that I have to remember any of the bullshit I say about.
I thought we were talking to Michael Myers from the Halloween franchise.
No, he's
The
in the
Hobbit.
back. He's in the back, like dancing on a table.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. Along with Rambo Fistons.
Yeah. Basically, you got him so cross-eyed with your story that he doesn't know which way is up. While you're talking, Chadwick Norris, the owner of the Walking Tavern, kind of walks up and puts the plates in front of you from whatever stew they're serving at that tavern tonight. Well, that's interesting. Unfortunately, we are full up because of the other pipeweed merchants that are in town. So unfortunately, we don't have any vacancy for rooms for y'all.
Okay.
Should have never left the Hobbit hole. I was
That's
there.
what I was saying.
I was happy. I didn't even get second breakfast. Here we are now, and they have nowhere for us to stay. I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm here. But what is a memoir? I don't even know what a memoir is. I can't read. I'm a Hobbit. I just don't understand.
Hobbits can definitely read, man.
I don't
Bilbo
even
wrote
know.
a book.
Don't question my educational background. I'm not the one that came from a rich family. I'm just the guy.
He played the class card on you. God damn.
I like the walking away from the mic as you're muttering. That was a good effect.
Yeah,
that
it was a great
Thank you.
effect. Yeah.
As you watch Rory kind of walk away from the table, muttering angrily, another man walks up. Well, I suppose I could help you. What do you mean, Baldo? Whatever I said the innkeeper's name was. Well, I think I can help them out just fine. How are you young people doing? I'm from Tennessee Shire.
I'm from Deliverance Shire.
I'm from Shire, Tucky. We got that good moonshine.
Shire Shine?
We call it Shine because we're not too good at puns.
Shiner, man. It's right there in front of you.
Well, I said I'm from Kentucky, not from Texas. Shire. Fuck off. Anyway,
Just like you imagine.
Imagination. My name's Baldo Bunce. Yes, I know Bunce is a very funny name, but it's the one that my grandpappy gave me. I might be able to help y'all out.
Okay. Help us out how?
Well, I got a barn. And
I'm good with the barn. You guys good with the barn?
Yeah.
Stay in my barn.
Look,
We accept.
All I ask is that you impregnate my 3 robot dogs.
I'm not. Don't kink shame me. What's up? Hi.
all I ask in return is that you deal with a troublesome owl that is harassing my hand to God. That is harassing my dear, lovely mule, Gertrude.
You know what? I am all about saving Gertrude from this pesky owl. Let's see how we can best do this. Not with strength for me, so.
So y'all are going to accept his generous offer?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I have a choice. I just said
Yeah.
I'm stuck here with this situation that I didn't want to be in. I just yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
He leads you down the road. He pays for your food, by the way.
Nice.
He pays for your food and he leads you down the road to his barn. He has a little hole. He goes, now, I do apologize that I do not have room in my little cottage. I do not mean to be inhospitable. I do reckon that your friendship would be meaningful and the relationship that we build around the fire in the cottage, if I did have room, would last a lifetime and be cherished memories for all of us. Unfortunately, I do not have room, but I do have these 3 blankets and some bread. And I think that is a fair trade for cherished memories.
I think
Hands
so.
those over.
And I also think that there's no room in that cottage for us because Gertrude sleeps in there because she's very important to him.
Gertrude is he kind of glances over at the barn. Well, Gertrude is in there. I do expect for you to get rid of that fucking owl. and if you do not, well, I would just hate to see me when I am angry. You would not like me when I am angry. I have a heart condition and I might die.
So where can we find the owl?
As he finishes saying that he might die of a heart condition, you hear a loud whoo, whoo, from over in the barn.
Okay.
He gives you like stink eye and then heads into his cottage. You are not sure if he was sincere about cherished memories.
All right.
So I want to remind you all that A, you are hobbits, and B, this is Middle Earth.
The land called Shire, or brave little hobbits that we all admire.
We're going to be our own Tom Bombadil tonight.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to sneak up on the owl because I've got really good stealth.
Okay.
Do we have weapons or not?
My kit is totally empty on this.
I have a weapon preference, but I didn't see a weapon.
Yeah, you probably don't.
Rabbit skinny knife for hunting.
Yeah. Okay.
Do they hunt?
I don't usually hunt
rabbits.
A rabbit with a knife.
No, I don't. No, you can't hunt a rabbit with a knife.
Maybe
That's
you can. I
ridiculous.
mean, I could.
I'm
amazing.
I can't. My character can.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't think you could outrun a rabbit. They're very fast.
You don't outrun the rabbit when you hunt it. You trap it and then you stab it.
Put your knife in a
trapping,
sling and you
hunting.
sling the knife at the rabbit.
But my point is, I've only ever read about hobbits raising stock. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that they're really like big on hunting. And I
But
know
they do. So counterpoint, they do love meat.
Yeah, they raise domesticated animals. They don't hunt. They're agricultural. Like, they're agrarian people. That was the whole point of the Shire. Is it was like an agrarian utopia. It was like Britain as he imagined it. So it was all like livestock, farming, brewing, stuff like that. They're not like hunting. That would be more what was the place that had the riders of the Rohirrim? The Rohirrim would be hunters. They're horsemen. But Hobbit folk, they're agrarian. So I don't think
probably do.
Why does my character sheets have hunting on there?
So my response to that, Charles, my response to that, Charles, is that while they may not hunt, they probably do trap, because rabbits are a edible animal, and B, are an animal that will destroy your crops if they are not kept in check. So they probably do trap, skin, and eat rabbits.
Sure. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'd like to sneak up on the owl, which
Okay.
in real life I think would be literally impossible, but I'm a very stealthy hobbit.
Okay.
So let's see how I do at that. That's 1d12 plus 3d6 to pass a 13. So let's see how we do here. Doodly doot doot doodle doo doo. Da 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 da. That is a 10 plus 1 plus 6. That's 17.
Okay.
And I don't even need to roll the third one. Well, yeah, because it's a d6, so it doesn't matter if I roll yeah. But I passed that ridiculously well.
Okay. Sneak up on this owl.
Mm-hmm. Grab it.
Well, the owl is up in the rafters, so you have snuck up like beneath this owl.
Beneath it.
You can
Yeah.
get shit on by this owl.
If you want to climb up into the rafters where the owl is, I will allow you to keep that stealth, but you'll have to make me some like strength checks as well.
Okay. All right, I guess I'm sitting this one out.
All right. Is there a knife or something sword adjacent? That
Do
is in
any
this
of
arc?
you have any points in lore?
I have 1, but no, I don't. Sorry, no, I do not.
I have 1
1d6.
in it, yeah.
Would any of you like to make a lore check for me?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna fail that. That's a 4 and a 2 for a grand total of 6. I don't know shit.
All
I
right.
wasn't paying attention when Bilbo would tell me all the lore. I was mainly just like stuffing my face with dainties.
That's fair.
While they figure this one out, I'm gonna sit down and eat those dainties I snatched earlier.
Good
Okay.
idea.
They're probably a little like hard and weird by now, but I am not picky.
Okay. Mr. Patchkey, what would you like to do?
Well, is there anything sword adjacent, like a large knife, farm
I thought you had a
implement?
knife.
I have a knife, but my combat proficiencies are in spears and swords.
I think
Oh,
any
spear!
knife.
I bet that there's a pitchfork in the barn,
So
like for
lean
the
in-
hay and so forth.
yeah.
And that's basically a spear.
I'd allow that.
Okay. So I would look for that and then try to figure out where the owl's at.
Okay,
And
the
you
owl's
can
up in
either
the rafters.
thrust or throw a spear. So I
I'm
would
probably
be,
gonna have to nail it up in the rafters.
yeah.
Are we sure we want to go with the violent solution here? I just threw that out there to fuck with you guys. Let's kill the owl.
Oh boy. Okay. I got real excited there for a second.
I've got it. I mean, I've got an umbrella. We could try.
I mean, I don't think owls respond to riddles, or I'd try that. But like,
Except I did remind you that this is Middle Earth and y'all are hobbits, where animals definitely do respond to things like that.
All right.
do
So
they?
can I use my awareness
you're
to
thinking
see
of
if the owl
Narnia.
is strange? Like, does something seem amiss about this owl?
Hey,
Okay.
yo, this owl weird.
Can I do that or no?
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
So I've got a 2 for awareness, so 2d6 and a d12.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh.
Good Foley. Excellent Foley work. Yeah.
That is the shittiest I could have rolled. Okay, I could have gotten slightly shittier. For 3 dice, I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Technically, yes, you could have done
with a 5, from the light of the torches that kind of lined the road, the shadow for a second looks like that of a terrifying dragon.
Shit, we cannot. I don't even know why we're here. I don't want to be near that owl. That owl is not an owl. That owl is a dragon in disguise. You guys, why are we here? Why don't we just go home? Let's just go home. Bilbo sent us out here to fucking die. That is what has happened. now here we are late at night, trapped in some barn with a dragon. Dragon. Dragon.
There's no dragon in there. Buck up. Let's see.
Who?
Let me see.
Can I reason with the owl? Can I persuade it to fuck off and leave Gertrude alone?
You can certainly attempt that.
Okay, excellent, because that's 1d12 plus 2d6 to pass a 13. So let's see.
And that's persuade?
Yeah.
Okay. You might also try courtesy if you wanted to.
Oh, I have good
Well,
courtesy.
last time okay, all right.
Let me try.
I'll try courtesy, because that's 3d6 and yeah, anyway, all right. That's a 9, 4 for 13, 3 for 17, I pass, and 4 for 21.
Okay,
But
lovely.
yes.
As you kind of explain to this owl that
Yeah.
Gertrude is sick of his shit.
Yeah.
And not even sick of his shit. Like,
Hard-working, beloved mule.
Gertrude is a daytime animal and needs to sleep.
Everybody likes to have a good laugh, I tell the owl. I myself am fond of a chuckle. However, we also need to think of the feelings of other people. So I'm trying to teach a predatory nocturnal raptor empathy.
Yep.
And I succeed, apparently.
You do.
No.
The owl hoots at you, looks at Gertrude, looks at you again, raises a claw towards Rory, and does kind of this motion. Kind of swipes, and then takes and flies off. Since this is the one shot, I will tell you that your two options for dealing with the owl outside of violence, and I don't have stats for the owl, so don't know how I would have handled that, are using courtesy to reason with it, or all to intimidate it. If you used all and scared it away, it would tell Gertrude that you were dicks, and then tell every animal in the Shire to hate you.
Oh,
I'm glad that we used the mighty
dodged that
power of
bullet,
reason.
yeah.
I like
because
the lesson in that. That's
like
nice.
animals can't all communicate with people, but they understand people and like understand each other in this stuff. So yeah.
Can I tell you guys something I learned about Middle Earth that straight up blew my mind today?
please.
So, Middle Earth started out flat, but then it got round. No shit. So like I forget which ages it was, but in the first age, like when there were gods and Balrogs and shit just roaming around, Middle Earth was flat. It was a flat disc. And when the Valar or whatever fucked off and separated their realm from Middle Earth, they did it by turning the flat plane into a globe so that Middle Earth couldn't like reach them. And I found this out because like a real life flat earther, like living in modern day 2023 United States, shared an utterly wonderful map today that I found on Twitter that showed flat earth with an ice wall, and beyond it was like every imaginary kingdom that this guy actually believed in. So there was like Asgard and like I was like, oh, I wonder if Narnia is on there. But yeah.
Mixed mythology and mixed cosmology always confuse me, but
Yeah.
but counterpoint,
In this case, there's an explanation, which
it's
like,
always
you know?
it's like everything is like everything is made up. So like sure, and I say that as a religious person. So
yeah.
like yeah, like I don't get it, but at the same time, like most people don't get my shit. Like it's fine.
Right. Yeah.
Although we did do an entire episode where all I did was make fun of Jediism. So okay. Okay, you reason the owl out of the barn with some strong coaxing from your GM, and you're able to hunker down and sleep for the night in relative comfort with some stale bread.
Yeah, man. And
yeah.
I've got my dainties. You
Yeah,
know what?
you have
The hell with
dainties.
it. I eat one, but the other one I split it in half and give half to each of my comrades. Little something
Oh,
on top of the
That's
stale
sweet.
bread.
I
Oh,
thought you were.
that's
I
funny.
hand to God. I thought you were going to eat one and then give the other to Gertrude while like making eye contact with your comrades.
Nah,
Our
nah.
move.
The pipe weed makes me very generous and
The
jolly.
way
I
you'll
love
so-
call a
it.
real dick move.
Yeah, yeah. If I had more, I'd give something to Gertrude, like a carrot. If I'd gotten a carrot off of that proud carrot farmer, but no.
So, you sleep. It's uneventful. Balrog does not leap from the hay and attack you in the middle of the night. Although I did strongly consider that.
It'd be hard for him to hide under there, being partially made out of fire.
Yeah, it's not a great hiding
Only
place.
for a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
You gotta-
he just
He
blends
can
in.
hide for about 0.002 seconds. It'd be fine.
So I was looking at stats today. Balrogs have a really low stealth score for some reason. Oh,
Which is
It's the
unfortunate. Like,
hoofs. They
actually,
click.
yeah. I mean, they're made out of shadow and flames. They should have. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
there's this fantastic bit in the Shadow of War Mordor game, in which the Karnan, a living forest, blames you for the resurrection of a Balrog. And like everything the Karnak says is incredible because it's that like heavy Irish brogue, like is constantly like fight undeath with undeath. It's incredible. Okay. A few. You sleep peacefully through the night. No Balrog, no Karnak, and shortly after the rooster crows, Baldo Bunce walks in, looks around.
John, minor correction. Shortly after the loose and bossy cock crows.
No, this one is tight.
Ah,
This one is
okay.
tight
Oh.
and it is bossy. Though. It's a tight and
tight
bossy
and
cock.
obedient. Oh, tight, obedient cock crows.
And
I like it for a tight
Baldo
obedient
Bunce
cock.
walks in. Well, did you do it?
Sure did.
He looks around the barn. I don't see any new. I take inventory of the owl shit, and I don't see any new owl shit. So I guess
take
you were
inventory.
successful.
The owl shit.
Weird hobby, but okay.
Oh,
That reminds me of my
we weren't supposed to
grandfather.
shit in here?
Actually, my
What are we
grandfather went to
supposed-
war with the squirrels at his house for like many years, and I think that like counting the squirrel shit to see if they were on the rise or fall is something that he would have done.
That and Gertrude looks mighty rested.
Excellent.
Although,
That's the
although
important
it looks like she's envious because someone else got some delicious dainties and she didn't get none. But
thing. Does Gertrude want me to shotgun her a hit of pipeweed?
I don't understand what you're asking me, and I don't like it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do
I
it
think
now.
it's
Hot
I
pots
think-
the mule.
Come on.
I believe it's time for y'all to be making your way. Thank you so much for your help, and maybe leave now. We got mule chores to do.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll
You get to those mule
right.
chores. I can read between the lines.
Mhm.
Are you? I don't. Okay. Friends and families, and whoever else listens to our inanity, we are well into the second part of our adventure.
Yay!
Y'all just need to head over to Michael Delving. It's another day of walking. Oh my god, I have to read another goddamn thing. Oh, I don't know how
I
Ian
need to-
does this.
I need to like found a town with a first and last name. Like, hi, welcome to Bob Briscoe. Hi, welcome to Thomas Hardy.
Tom Hardy. It's very handsome, but it covers its face.
I was thinking more like the author, but yeah.
You pass the spot where a southward path leads off from the main course of the East Road, just as the sun sets and the first stars begin to reveal themselves. So y'all have been walking all day long. Your feetsies hurt. Probably not. You have hobbit feet. What am I talking about?
Hobbits are very good at walking hella
Yeah.
long distances. Yeah.
Ahead, you get your first good look at Michael Delving upon the White Downs. Quite a bit larger than Hobbiton, It is a tightly packed collection of homes built of wood, brick, and stone, and the occasional hobbit hole. But as the last of its people go about the evening business, your eye cannot help but be drawn to the massive smile
Schmeal.
building to one side of the great cobblestone thoroughfare running through the center of town, the town hall, seat of the mayor of the shire.
Cool.
A cruel, tyrannical man bent on warfare. No. Probably a dude that eats too much, drinks a little bit too much wine and smokes, and goes about the business of running the shire. He's probably fine.
Much like the orcs, I think they just choose the biggest hobbit to follow.
I feel like the town hall is like an insult that hobbits.
Town hall is actually my nickname in high school.
I was gonna say, yeah.
If they're following. The thing about the town hall is the mayor goes in and then he just eats and eats and eats until he's too big to get out. So it becomes kind of like a sarlacc pit. Any malefactors, you throw them in the town hall, and the mayor will take care of them.
The shire mayor goes to that hole and he just eats and eats and eats. That sounds like a very generous lover to me.
Yeah, it's not kink shame the mayor.
I'm saying it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
More importantly than the mayor and his hole.
I don't think that's true.
To your business, at least, is what lies south of the town hall. I need it. Can I? Free League. This is Free League. This is your boy. This is your boy coming at you. I would turn my chair around backwards, but I need you to stop asking me to say town hall. Like real bad.
I need you to say it more.
I understand. I understand that you're Swedes.
South of the town hall, there's a swath and then 2 mossy hills.
I need, with my whole being, to not have to say town hall ever again. Okay, thank you. All right. Anyway, town hall. Okay. On an adjacent mossy hillock, not quite so tall and green, it is a large wooden building with a great red round door that is connected to the main road by way of a small stone path. This is the Matham House, the museum of the Shire, your very destination. As candles flicker to life behind windows and the hobbit folk settle in for the evening, you notice a handful of hobbits carrying stout cudgels and tiny lanterns strolling about. Founders, undoubtedly making their usual rounds. It's best to avoid them, though, lest your mischief be discovered and thwarted.
There's one thing I hate, it's thwarted mischief.
So, we can do this 2 ways. You can either tell me what you want to do, and I can let you kind of be in the driver's seat, which may or may not involve you ruining the night, or I can kind of give you a guided tour and describe it to you with checks on the way.
All right, I want the tourist experience.
Yeah. We're new here. We're taking in the scenery.
Yeah, get that double-decker bus over here and let's
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be a double-decker wagon?
Probably drawn by a
it's
pig.
Just a mule standing on another mule.
All right.
That's the double decker.
So whoever's good at awareness, go ahead and make me an awareness check.
That would be me. I've actually got a mark on awareness. So
you get to roll 2 d12 and take the better result.
Oh, 2d12 and 2d6, or 2d12 and 1d6?
So you got 2 diamonds and you got the box next to it checked as well?
Yeah.
Then 2d6 and 2d12. And take the better of the d12.
Let's see if I can get a 4. Okay, cool. I got 11, 10, and then 2 2s. So
you rolled an 11 and a 10?
Yeah.
So you're going to take that 10 result.
Okay.
But that's fine. Okay. So you I hope Charles is okay.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
just down here in my hobbit hole. Don't worry.
okay. The shadows. You guys are standing kind of where you can see the town kind of stretch out in ahead of you. You're marking where each of the guards are going, kind of their rounds. After it gets a little darker, you feel like you've made a pretty good understanding of the paths that the bounders take, and you feel ready to try your hand at sneaking out towards the Matham house. I'm going to make each of you make me a stealth check.
Oh, my stealth rules. I am super excited.
Mine too. I'm stoked.
Y'all are hobbits. All hobbits are
Oh,
naturally
wow.
thievery.
All right, cool. I get to add another dice to that pool.
Let's see how many dice I get to add to mine.
Oh, I was going to try a thing tonight. Oh, well.
Okay.
I can still try it.
Is it ayahuasca? You gonna try ayahuasca tonight?
Oh, do not tempt me, evil spirit.
Let's see. Holy crap, I passed it. It's a miracle because I nat 1'd on the D12, but with 3D6, I did pass.
I got 24.
Nice.
22.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you all did very well, and no one rolled an 11 for their
Nope.
D12.
No. What happens
Lovely.
when that? Didn't somebody roll one of those a minute ago?
Yeah, but I
He-
also got a 10.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so it wasn't quite as terrible for him, because he didn't have to use that. Haha! I am now using Bluetooth for
Nice.
my like audio, and I don't have to have the big overhead things.
Oh.
Oh, that's so much better for me. Okay. Yeah, y'all sneak the fuck. I'm a little sad because there's a fun little interaction you would have had to do if you didn't succeed at that, but you did. So
What did you say those guys are called? Bludgers?
bounders. Because they're bound to the One Ring. No, that's not.
Oh,
That's not the
Okay.
case. Although that would be pretty rad.
it would.
Yeah, this tiny little hobbit, tiny little hobbit town full of hell. You guys get up to the Matham house without any real issues. In front of you see the big red door. You can either try that, or you can do y'all can do a couple of scan checks to see if there are other entrances. It's up to you.
Let's see. I think I have a pretty good scan score.
I have an okay scan score.
No, I do not.
Yeah. I
Cal's
went-
right.
I'll let you give it a try. Is it Lobelia?
Yes. I got an
Okay.
11.
What's your
Ooh,
TN?
Or not?
My TN is
Yes.
12.
Okay. All right. You don't see any other way in than the big red front door.
Well, when life gives you a big red front door,
Go right
knock
through
on it, I guess. No. Should
Get
we
open
knock?
and yell surprise.
I
No.
have the feeling that they're not just gonna give us this heirloom since its ownership seems to be disputed. What do you guys think? Or should we try courtesy?
I think
can
you're
try
right.
courtesy.
So y'all
One of us try courtesy, the other step back so that like they think it's just the one person, and then we go for the heist.
So it's an
Oh yeah. Hey,
ambush
yeah, you
courtesy.
I'm an actual Baggins, so you guys go like hide in the bushes, and I'll try my best to like
N-
to call upon the social mores and norms of Hobbit politeness to have them return what is rightfully Bilbo's. And let me see if actually intimidation might work better because he does have a reputation as like basically a wizard. Let's see. No. I think that politeness is going to be my best bet here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and use courtesy. If the
So,
DM
just
will allow
checking.
that.
Just checking. What exactly are you doing? Because you're staying in front of the big red door at the moment.
I am knocking on the big red door and asking to speak to the lady or fellow or non-specific of the residents, at which point I will introduce myself. I am Drogo Baggins, younger second cousin of the famous traveler Bilbo Baggins. And Bilbo, having returned from a long journey, wishes to reacquire an heirloom that has been regretfully misplaced and I believe is wound up in your possession completely by accident. I'm not trying to blame this lovely family with their nice red door and beautiful house.
So,
I just think that there was a mix-up.
quick point. This isn't someone's house.
Oh, my bad.
This is a museum.
Okay, the same deal then. I'm gonna be like return it to its rightful owner. Like we're we're calling on, I forget what that's called, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rightfully a Baggins heirloom.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll for that.
Okay. You stealthily get through the entire city without alerting anyone to your presence. And then you knock on the door.
Yep. And guess what? The first thing I roll is an 11.
Oh, good.
Wait, hang on a second. Let me see if I have another one on courtesy. I do. I have 2d12 on that. So let me see if I can roll something other than an 11. I rolled a 12 instead.
Okay. Which would be great if someone answered the door.
Or 2.
But instead, a high-pitched whine issues, and then frenzied barking. As you have roused the guard dog from its slumber. It is a lot of yapping and angry barking and not angry barking, but excited barking. And you guys see lights coming on as people are lighting lanterns, trying to figure out why suddenly the dog of the Batham house is barking. And you see lanterns coming up the way as the bounders are being alerted by the sound.
You could have said it's closed before I knocked on the door. But okay, let's roll
Wait.
with it.
Hold on. What do you mean? I could have said it was closed. I said you're staying in front of a big red door.
Like closed for business, the museum.
Okay.
Fuck it. Let's just roll with it. You guys go ahead and deal with the bounders because I have a very low strength score.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to try to intimidate.
Okay.
Go for it.
And I've got 23.
Okay. What are you doing as these guards come up the way?
I'm going to puff myself up. I'm going to look much bigger than I am. Stand in front of my 2 compatriots here. And I am going to tell the guards that it was a simple mistake, that my friend had a little bit too much to drink tonight and he knocked on the door, and I'm just going to get him home now. So there's nothing they need to do here to intervene. And I'm making it pretty clear that intervening with us is not a good idea.
Okay. All right. The guards that show up are like, oh, okay, well, I mean, that is, we have all had too much to drink before. I definitely understand that. And yeah, go ahead and get your friend home. They kind of move past you, and a young lady takes a key out of her pouch and slides into the door and locks the red door, and then they kind of stand around looking awkwardly at y'all.
All right, I'm going to continue to mean mug them while they stand there, hoping that they get that they're embarrassed and move on of their own free will.
Okay. What were you rolling for your intimidate check?
So I've got it's checked, and then I've got 2 6s.
Where is that? What skill were you using?
Oh, I was using awe.
Okay, yeah, no, that's totally. Oh, right, you read the rule book.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, "There's not intimidate." I need to make sure she's using the right thing. Okay, I'll use. Let's see here. I guess they will also use all to. Okay. Okay. Two of them start kind of heading down the path of like, okay. And the lady who locked the door kind of like rocks on her heels a little bit, like, okay, well, take him home.
We could oh, hey, Drogo, any chance you can vomit on command?
Probably not. All my physical stuff is super low. Other than, yeah. Probably not. I could sing.
Oh. How good you're singing.
Boisterously.
We could all sing.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to do, though.
Should we just, go away and figure out a new plan since
sneak
they're
around the
not...
back.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's what... yeah, okay.
All right, we'll move it along to the back.
Okay. Y'all... Charles, you have a pretty good riddle. Why don't you roll riddle for me?
Why?
Because y'all, riddle is kind of the fooling others and tricking other people, and you are going to be tricking the people watching you that you are actually leaving.
Yeah. I succeed.
Okay. All right. Y'all are able to get around to the back of the building and not so much shake the guards, but the guards aren't like actively following you at the moment.
We did it.
Indeed.
All right, so what's in the back of this building?
This is the back of the building is it's kind of this is a location much like the Hobbit Bag End Hobbit Hole, I guess they're called. Yeah, the Hobbit holes are the hills that have structures built into them. So that is what this is.
Do we have any windows? Does this museum let in any natural light at all?
There are some windows, but they are barred. You can see the light of like night lanterns inside. Night lanterns a thing?
Are day lanterns a thing?
You know what? That is a very good point, and I feel silly now. And it does not look like you're going to be able to find ingress through the windows. If you would like to, yeah, but you could make your way up onto the roof, and you can kind of circle around. You see some outcroppings, from your time in Bag End and other Hobbit holes, that there are usually another kind of entrance into the basement through the side of the hills.
Okay. So we find our way to the basement. Could I do like an awareness thing? Or wait, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah. You can do an awareness or a scan.
Okay. I am going to do awareness. That is 13.
What is your strength TN?
14.
Okay. Unfortunately, you are not spotting any other way in.
Can I do a scan?
Yes, you can.
All right. So it's 1d12, 1d6, 16, and my TN is 12.
Okay, yeah. Were you looking at the roof or for a basement?
I'm looking for the entrance, like any kind of entrance, like maybe the basement entrance. Yeah, let's go basement.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're kind of circling around while still staying as far away from the Bounder's lantern light as you can, you see a small, like, one of these things. Audience, I'm really well pantomiming like a mound over a door. If you're listening to
A
the audio
lintel.
version of this, you're like,
a lintel is what that's called.
it's amazing. My pantomiming is unmatched.
Oh, it makes sense. I see it.
But yeah, you see a little overcropping that would probably have the door, and going down there, you in fact find the door. That would probably lead to the basement.
Nice. Hey, check it, guys. Door.
Yeah, I was looking for that.
Good job, everybody. So would stealth or riddle be the one that we would use to jimmy this door? Okay, hang on a second. You know what? I'm not even gonna fuck with any doors after you guys can figure out what to do with this door.
So is it riddle? Is riddle or the door?
I don't know.
You would need to kind of check it first.
Okay, so
Yeah,
is that
that's what I was gonna
awareness?
say. I strongly advise that you
Is that
probably,
awareness
yeah.
or
I don't know.
Just check it.
check it? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check the door.
It swings open.
Probably locked.
There is a dog in there.
There is. It is not barking. It is possible that it's gone back to sleep.
Well, now that we have an open door, I think that stealth would work great for
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
So let me see if I can stealth my way in there. Actually, that's not going to do me any good because, well, I don't know. Is riddle going to help me find what I'm looking for? Because my scan and awareness and everything are like super low.
So,
So I could sneak in, but I wouldn't be able to do anything.
So as you're getting through the basement, you find yourself, and all three of you are going, I assume.
Oh yeah.
I have not gone in yet. I was asking about would I have to make like an awareness check to find the item or what? I guess I could try awareness. I'm not terrible with that. Yeah, okay. You know what? Do you guys have good stealth?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I have great
Yeah.
All
stealth.
right. Let's see
Fantastic
if we can
stealth.
all sneak in without waking up the dog. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You find yourselves in a narrow, cluttered underground chamber. It's a basement filled with all kinds of forgotten trinkets and thick cobwebs. In fact, a small pack of rats has taken up residence here. They are probably fearful of the fierce guardian living upstairs. If y'all want to go ahead and make that stealth roll to get past these rats.
20.
Yeah, I passed it.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
did?
got
Yeah, I
17,
way
18,
past
something
it.
like
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is it
Y'all-
a pack of rats?
Yeah.
It's a rat king. They've all got the.
It's not a
When
rat.
they get
king.
their
Incorrect.
tails all tangled up,
Mhm.
it's a pack of rats. That's so insulting to dogs. God damn it.
Why? Rats
yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like domesticated rats are cool. City rats are pretty funky.
Well, feral mangy dogs are pretty funky too.
Feral
I love
dogs are
dogs and
delightful.
rats.
Yeah,
I love all
I do love
furry
rats.
animals.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Tarantulas.
I love them too. Uh, okay, funny story. I had to call some vets today. Had to take my good boy Ashmandai to the vet.
Mm-hmm.
I
Big
called the
ass
first,
snake for you at home.
yeah, called the first vet. Like, hey, y'all see snakes? And they're like, oh no, we just do cats and dogs. You should call this other hospital for other cute critters. It's like, oh, you do not find snakes cute, do
That's
you?
not
But
telling. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
uh,
that's a common phobia that people
it's
have.
totally fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
for all of the listeners concerned, Ashmandai is fine. He is healthy. He is uh chonky,
Mhm.
but he is doing good. And the vet was very impressed with his health. So all things are good. Um, okay, I need one more stealth check from you guys to get up through the trap door silently.
Right. Ooh.
Oh, I passed by the skin of my teeth.
I did not.
Okay.
Ooh.
I pass.
Okay. So, you guys get up there into the main house, and as you all put yourself up, this ferocious little brown and black terrier bounds up to you. It is vibrating with joy to have new friends, and you can tell it is on the verge of just hollering its happiness. But you, Drago, you love animals.
I
You love
do. I should have
Gertrude.
saved that dainty.
Yeah. You bet that you could probably essentially play with this dog until it falls back asleep.
All right,
With
I
snuggles and
challenge
pets.
accepted. Yes.
Using courtesy probably was how I would do
Yeah,
that.
that's the polite way to treat a dog. Let
Yes.
me just make sure I have everything on that. Courtesy. Blah,
Do
blah,
not
blah,
botch.
Oh, I won't. This is a hard one to fuck up. I just want to make sure I have the number right. Okay. Yeah, this is a very hard one to bosh since it's 2d12 plus 3d6 for 12. Let's see. Go. Okay. Yeah, I've already passed.
Excellent.
And I pass some more, and I pass even more. Okay.
Lovely. After a few moments, your new friend, Firework, the terrier, contentedly falls asleep as you rub his belly, and the other two of you, now that Firework is distracted, could look for the thing. So
Yeah, who's got a good scan or
let me
whatever
read
it
this
is?
part little quick. Oh my gosh, that okay. There
What
we
happened?
are. My Bluetooth fell out of my ears. I looked down. Um, in this room is an impressive display of artifacts from all across the history of the Shire. Shelves of books chronicling family genealogies and recipes passed down from generational lines as line the walls. While a set of perfectly polished diamond studs are set on a pedestal under glass, and a pair of strange crossed walking sticks are mounted on one wall. Countless other knickknacks and mathams are on display, from old brass buttons mounted on a velvet board to gleaming coat of silver rings set on a rest on the post in the corner. Though wonder behold, it's going to take a bit of doing to find old Took's map. There's also a dog named Firework it mentions here, but y'all are aware of that and have dealt
Yep.
with that. So at this point, I need 3 success. I mean, the thing is, just checking here. Yeah, because the dog is asleep and you are like actively helping the dog sleep, I'm not going to make you do scan rolls until you're successful. Like okay, all right, roll until you get what I want you to. And failure has no meaning. It's just kind of pointless. So after a good like 30 minutes of looking through stuff, you get frustrated, and then after an hour more of looking through stuff, partially because you keep getting distracted as you see like a genealogy with a cousin that you didn't know was your cousin, and then you like go through that and find a recipe for like pot pie that you thought was lost, and you kind of like scribble it down on your hand. You find
How awkward do we feel about the cousin situation?
the fact that you're all cousins. Not at all. It's like y'all are
That's Hobbit life, man.
It's good.
Okay.
Hobbit Tucky.
Yeah. Okay. Glad you made the joke. I was thinking it.
Yeah. So you find the map hidden behind a big stack of cookbooks, and y'all have what you came for. You can now skedaddle.
I have a question
Yes.
related to the quest. Like, you might have covered this in the beginning, and if I didn't catch it, I'm sorry. But what is Took's map of or to? Or did Bilbo even tell us?
It is a map of the Shire with old Took's original notes and like landmarks, and that is what Bilbo told you.
So Bilbo wants it for his book. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
for his memoir.
a piece of research material. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
Here and back
Good
again.
old Bilbo. Yeah. I do honestly believe in that line that, you got to be careful with that first step out the doorway, because you never know where it's going to take you.
Usually a bookstore, unfortunately.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm very, very broke. Yeah. Anything else before we all head out?
I think we've done a fantastic job.
Yeah. I'm good.
So I'm going to say that y'all, and because y'all got the dog back to sleep, and y'all took so long, everyone's kind of in bed except for like one bounder who's walking the streets, grumpy because they got the short straw, easy enough to avoid. So you take the next 2 days to return to Bag End and turn over the map, I assume. Nazgul, if not. After successful recovery of the old Took's map of the Shire and the swift journey home, you are greeted by the green door of Bag End being thrown open like a pop gun to reveal a grinning Bilbo standing on the doorstep, walking stick in hand. You found it! Wonderful, simply wonderful. Though eager, Bilbo ushers you in with a hasty wave of his hand. Come on, we'll need to review Grandfather's map quickly tonight if we're going to set off on our next adventure. This remarkable find of yours makes me believe I'm quite ready for another adventure.
Oh no, I don't know how I feel about that. We just did an adventure, and I don't know. I only signed on for the one.
You can smell the roasted quail coming from inside.
Roasted
You
quail.
had me at roasted.
Roasted
quail, baby.
Quail.
Yep.
Let's talk about this adventure. I might want to go.
Exactly. We'll at least discuss it over dinner.
Okay. And y'all are ushered inside to enjoy a hearty meal. And that's all she wrote. I mean, it's not all she wrote. There's 4 more adventures, but that's all we're doing tonight.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we didn't do combat, which we can go back to the other screen, Mr. Patchkey.
We are already on the other screen.
You're so much better at this than I am.
Gotcha, girl.
There was, after I read this adventure, I kind of kicked around throwing y'all into something with more action and more like, so we could show off combat. But that said, I kind of just want to tell you about combat, because I think it'll be easier to tell than actually like walk us through actually doing combat.
Sure.
When you get into combat, you can either choose to be in melee or ranged, and then you like pair up. So you're like, okay, I'm going to take on these 2 bad guys or this one bad guy. And if all the bad guys are engaged, you can then be ranged, or if there's more bad guys than you, then they can be ranged. There are also different stances you can take on combat, which allows you to like have bonuses to parry or bonuses to attack. And on top of that, if you get that auto success roll, that is considered a piercing blow. It just like kills your enemy.
Nice.
So there's a lot of cool mechanics attached to combat in this system that look really cool. Specifically, like the fact that each round of combat you kind of decide how you square up and can kind of almost play like turn-based combat with it. So when you do combat, you face up, you figure out how everyone is standing and engaging that round, and then all the players make their attacks, then all the enemies make their attacks, and you figure out who has what damage from there. I think it's a cool system. I like that it kind of all happens at once and is there's no need for initiative because it all just happens. And I like
Yeah.
that. While there's also still like that tactical mindset to it.
In summary, I'd say, like, at least from my point of view, although it's old school material, it's not an OSR game. And if you like crunch, if you like it crunchy, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, the downside, I will say, is that this is written for you to do very specific things. And if you go outside those specific things, things go sideways real fast. If a detail is left out, such as like the museum being closed, it can cause the adventure to go sideways and for the player to get frustrated, which happened tonight. So you need, if you're going to run the written adventures, you need to know what you're doing more than I do. Ian would have probably handled it just fine because he's a better GM than I am. But
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's.
McCann,
I see what you mean. It's yeah.
like
I will
for the
say,
owl, for example.
Yeah.
I don't have combat stats for the owl. All I have is you can either intimidate it or courtesy it, but you
Right.
have an entire sheet full of shit you can do. And I don't
Right.
want to punish you for being innovative, but I don't have the toolkit here. So anyway, but that again, I do like the mechanics of this game.
I'll say, and I'll also say this much: the situation, the actual adventure itself, like, go save a mule from a pesky owl by like not using violence, sneak into a museum and steal a map. Like, that's all very hobbity shit. I love it.
Yeah. No, that was the other thing that I said when I was trying to read this, and I was like, okay, do I want something that has more action, more thing? Like, honestly, though, this
Hobbits are
feels
not-
very.
By
Yeah.
the end of Lord of the Rings, like, some of them had some had some hard bark on them, as my grandfather used to say. But like, hobbits are not by nature combative. You know, they don't travel armed most of the time. I mean, Bilbo had to kind of improvise, and yeah, I mean, I've never heard of a hobbit army. So
Yeah.
they're
And,
peaceful little guys.
This adventure felt very Middle Earth and very appropriate for, like you said, the Shire. And Lord of the Rings adventures always start in the Shire.
Yep.
So it just felt good. And here's what I'll say, man. I consider Free League Publishing to be a great partner. They make amazing games.
Yes.
And the quality of their materials. This is the master screen. The quality of their materials is second to none. I mentioned it came with all these books. Like, again, this is just the starter kit. This isn't even the core rule book. So as far as like quality goes, this is top notch.
They're treating the IP with the respect it deserves.
Yeah, there are rules in the core book for like creating great darkness, like creatures like Shelob, that are kind of stalking the world, and like as Sauron is awakened by the One Ring, when Bilbo gets it, these things are all slowly creeping back onto the scene and causing the weirdness that eventually leads Gandalf to say, okay, we need to destroy the ring at the start of Lord of the Rings. So I think it's handled very well. I think it's a really cool game. Thank you, Free League, for letting us run this, and thank you all for listening. We do have some announcements to make, though, y'all. First and foremost, we have 2 shows coming up next month. We have, I think it's next month, the HoosierCon, yeah, HoosierCon, which Ian and Bridget will both be at. Ian will be running games, and if you give him $5, he'll give you a Chippendale Coyote Ugly style dance.
Come find us.
I might be there.
He's not here to
Maybe.
say he won't, so he will. And Bridget and I will also be at Ghoulish Book Festival next month on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. If you're a fan of Madness Heart Press, like, we'll be there, but so will Susan Snyder and maybe some other surprise guests. So it will be very, very cool. Now, on the Madness Heart Press front, we did just drop 4 pocketbooks, including The Hillels Have Eyes by John Baltisberger, Dan
It's a nice
Lazy by...
book.
Thank you very much. It's very pretty. I was so astounded. Dan Lazy by Christine Morgan, The Bounce House by Edward Lee, and Failure by Jay Wilburn. I got a note this morning from Edward Lee saying he was about to read Hillel's Have Eyes, so I am terrifyingly awaiting his review. But as cool as those 4 books are, Charles, I'm not happy. I want more. I want more pocketbooks.
Well,
think-
good thing for you. Not only do we have more pocketbooks on the way, we also have an anthology that dropped today. As a matter of fact, it's available
true.
right now, as of this moment. You can get your hot little hands on it. That's our our newest trigger warning anthology, the newest one in the series, and it's called Curses. It's got fiction by a wide variety of authors, new and beloved. So go and grab that one for stories about curses. And then
Edited by Christine Morgan.
yes, and to feed your hunger for pocketbooks, we're going to drop 4 more of those bad boys on you next month, including one by me called Congratulations on Your Hatred, which is kind of sort of my Frankenstein story. So go read that, and also the other ones that are coming out, which are, remind me again.
We got Bestial by Lucas Mangum, Graven Image by Maxwell Bauman, and oh my gosh, I just got it in my mailbox just the other day. Give me one second.
We've been putting this together on the fly, so you'll have to forgive us.
The pocketbooks are
manuscripts are coming fast and furious.
Oh, they're coming so fast. The pocketbooks is an attempt to help people find new authors. We have one from Douglas Ford called Babel.
Right.
That's rounding out the next 4-book collection. I'm looking into a way that you can build your own like bundle of 4 on the website, but we'll figure that out. These are coming out, but that's not all. That's not all. You also get a ShamWow. No, next week the newest collection of Susan Snyder poetry is dropping called Picking Scabs. Guys, it is truly heartrending. It is a beautiful collection. It is powerful, and I cried more than once while like teared up more than once while reading through it. It's an incredible book. Susan Snyder, despite her humility, is a powerhouse of a poet. And finally, also next week, we have The End of Days by Andrew Fox. It involves things like nuclear bombs, Robo-Jesus, and zombies. Cybernetic zombies.
Robo-Jesus and RoboCop will be teaming up for a video game soon, I'm sure.
God, I will not play that game. I think that's probably it. Mr. Patchy has a sword competition, a tournament of blades coming up that he will win.
He's gonna cut a dude's face right
Hey,
off.
Patchkey, you're on mute.
I pulled a
She's all
John.
on mute.
He's on mute.
I doubt I'll win heavily. I'll do my best.
Let me rephrase. No matter how you do, I'm going to imagine that you've won.
Thank you.
Do you get to keep the heads after the tournament?
No, you have to give them back. It's this
Oh.
weird Highlander contract thing that, like, while
Yeah.
you get to take their essence and the quickening, you
have to
don't
give the
get
head
to
back.
keep the head. They still have loved ones that want the
Right.
head back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem there. But yeah, so last year when it was my first tournament and I came in, like, my goal was not to come in last. So I came in second to last.
Nice. Mission accomplished.
Hey,
yeah.
So
reminds-
yeah, we'll see.
I'm going to pull a Final Fantasy X on you. What's our goal? Not to do your best. Victory! Ha 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 ha. That's a good game, but it has terrible voice acting. Bridget, anything new from you other than the fact that you're spanning the country for cons?
I am. It's the beginning of my con season. Look for me in
Hell yeah.
a state near you.
Whether or not you want her there, she's there.
I'm already
Taking
there. Yeah,
taking your edibles and laughing at you from under the couch.
exactly.
That's
where they
all
went.
that's all the news that is news. It's been fun. I think that all that's left to say is thank you, dear listener, for joining us on this consensual journey that we call Wandering Monster. My name has been John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
Bridget Brave.
And I'm Mr. Paschke.
We will be back next week when we are going to be playing the incredible You're in Space and Everything's Fucked by Nevin Holmes.
One of my favorite titles of the year. Yeah.
Luckily, with Ian Servas in the driver's seat once more. We will see you then. Until then, stay safe and smoke lots of pipe weed, y'all.
Yup.